Republican Senate tax bill would add $3.3 trillion to the U.S. debt load, CBO says. Where are the fiscal conservatives now, huh? The changes made to President Donald Trump's big tax bill in the Senate would pile trillions onto the nation's debt load while resulting in even steeper losses in health care coverage, the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office said in a new analysis, adding to the challenges for Republicans as they tried to muscle the bill into passage. The CBO estimates the Senate bill would increase the deficit by nearly $3.3 trillion from 2025 to 2034, a nearly $1 trillion increase over the House-passed bill, which CBO has projected would add $2.4 trillion to the debt over a decade. The analysis also found that 11.8 million more Americans would become uninsured by 2034 if the bill became law, an increase over the scoring for the House-passed version of the bill, which predicts 10.9 million more people would be without health coverage. The stark numbers are yet another obstacle for Republican leaders as they labor to pass Trump's bill by his self-imposed July 4th deadline. Even before the CBO's estimate, Republicans were at odds over the contours of the legislation, with some resisting the cost-saving proposals to reduce spending on Medicaid and food aid programs, even as other Republicans say those proposals don't go far enough. Republicans are slashing the programs as a way to help cover the costs of extending some $3.8 trillion in Trump tax breaks put in place during his first term. So yeah, this is all... My understanding is that a large chunk of this bill is ways to just pay for the Republican billionaire tax cut that they're wanting to do. Basically, they're wanting to provide large amounts of tax cuts for wealthy people, and they'll throw a tiny bone at the working class people, so the dumb, brainless MAGA voter can just go, I got a 2% cut on my taxes, so he's doing a good job by my brain. But really, 98% of the benefits are going to go to the rich people, including most of the provisions in this bill, like them wanting to sell off tons of public lands and stuff. Like, who benefits from that? Not the average person. It's going to be the millionaires and billionaires who have the ability to exploit these changes in the laws. The bill ultimately advanced in a 51-49 vote, but the path ahead is fraught, with voting on amendments still to come. Still, many Republicans are disputing the CBO estimates and the reliability of the office's work. Yeah, okay, they always do this, right? They'll come up with some harebrained, really bad piece of legislation. The CBO or some other nonpartisan, independent organization will come out and analyze that and be like, hey, guys, this is actually really bad. It's going to increase the debt. It's going to take people off health care. It's going to do whatever. And instead of taking that in stride and going, oh, yeah, okay, maybe we should retool how we have this legislation written, or to maybe not have all these negative consequences. They just start crying because they don't care about the consequences. Their analysis to get them to this point is devoid from reality. So their conclusions that an independent organization would get from analyzing this sort of thing are devoid from reality. They legitimately do not care what any objective analysis says what this bill will do. All they care about is getting it passed for cynical reasons, and they're just going to cry. So now they're gonna cry that the CBO is not giving them that is somehow biased or something, when really the piece of legislation is biased towards being terrible, and the Republicans don't care. They just want to whine about it and try and obfuscate the point and trick dumb people into thinking that really the CBO is this partisan. The Republicans here are the altruistic actors. They're really just trying to pass legislation for you and me, and the CBO is controlled by the liberals and the Democrats, and they're there to stop them at all costs, even if it means lying. That's it's just. To hoist the bill to passage, they are using a different budget baseline that assumes the Trump tax cuts expiring in December have already been extended, essentially making them cost-free in the budget. Democrats and economists decry the GOP's approach as magic math that obscures the true costs of the GOP tax breaks. In addition to Democrats note that under the traditional scoring system, the Republican bill would violate the Senate's Byrd rule that forbids the legislation from increasing deficits after 10 years. In a Sunday letter to Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley, the top Democrat on the Senate Budget Committee, CBO Director Philip Swagel said the office estimates that the Finance Committee's portion of the bill, also known as Title VII, increases the deficits in years after 2034 under traditional scoring. Yeah, this should be a surprise to nobody that the Republicans, the Trump big, beautiful bill is not actually interested in fixing anything. And they're only interested in, this is all a cynical cash grab, baby. It's all about whoever can make the bag. How many bags can we make? How many bags can be made? All the rich people in on this, everybody's just here making a bag, man. But this isn't surprising at all. And it's also not surprising whatsoever that the Republicans are crying about the CBO, trying to pretend like the CBO is being biased or that this analysis isn't correct or something. They're just whining because that's all they have, right? Because their analysis is completely devoid from reality. They can't point to any facts or anything that would actually dispute the CBO's claims. All they have is crying and whining. Yeah, they're biased. Oh, the CBO is being so mean to me. Oh, they didn't like my tax bill that would increase the debt by $3.3 trillion. Oh, they're being so mean to me, guys. Oh, poor old me. The victim mentality on the Republican side is just absolutely pathetic.